right. Had a lot of things to do tonight. Niklas coming on. All right. Yeah, 6:30. Hope you guys can hear me. Make sure everything's on here. I got Niklas coming on tonight. It's Chris, Anecdote of a Houndsman, doing free casting tonight. Tonight, we are going to break in to my 300i that I just got. And Niklas thought it'd be a good idea to do a little tutorial on it. So I had this thing, I think it came here Sunday, and I haven't got to open it. Well, I opened it. I haven't got to play with it, add colors or nothing, because I was waiting on Niklas to show us how to do it. So I have I have my phone getting ready to be set up when Niklas gets on. Now, Niklas don't get off work from the wherever he works, the dance club. I think he might be a male exotic dancer till 7 o'clock. So he's gonna come on in 7. I'm trying to get Sonny Tapia on to talk about his he has a dinner coming up, and he took a kid out, the same kid he got a bear for. He was on last time. Was it last week? Maybe. And got him a bear, and I was making fun of it being a small bear, and then we had the whole small bear conversation or small animal conversation for kids who need it. Name is familiar. And so I was gonna have him come on to I keep reading comments. Kind of ADHD, I think. He's gonna come on and tell us about that story. I did send him a link. So you guys are stuck with me for about 30 minutes unless Niklas gets home early. Got Jeremy here. How's everybody doing? I don't got much going on. I had what everybody thinks is a beagle, Stinker, my dog. She's been doing really good, actually. She my dad has a bunch of cats, where the neighbors have a bunch of cats. And if you watch my YouTube page, I've got a couple shorts up where she just won't leave the cats alone. Today she wouldn't shut up, bark, bark, bark. So I went out there, and she was under this sink next to a shed, yapping like crazy. There's a little hole in there, and the cat had gotten in there and went into this shed. So I let her in there, and she went around and found it. So I think she's going to work out. I did a little drag with her. I put a video up today, just a real quick little drag. Oh, bobcat hunting. Timothy, go on bobcat hunting. Thanks for rubbing that in our face. What time? It's still light over there, ain't it? Aren't you, Timothy? Where are you from? Oregon, aren't you? I think it's you guys are an hour earlier. I always forget that when I book Niklas. I don't think he gets off till 5 o'clock when he has to go in. Hazelton Towns. Afternoon. And this is usually later than usual, but we're going to have to wait on Niklas. So if anybody got anything to talk about, got any questions, ask them now because we got time. And I did send Sonny Tapia a link for those of you just got on. So, but we can talk about, I've seen a lot of posts again about Colorado. I actually had a lady today walk all the way across Walmart parking lot to come talk to me about hunting, and she was from Colorado, and they got out of Colorado, and she said it's getting too communist there. But they she just told me a story where somebody took her sister lion hunting, and they didn't even get out of the truck. Drove around all day. Just didn't really do much, I guess. So I said, get what you pay for, I guess. But that was somewhere in Prescott. But Save the Hunt Colorado, I'll stress this again. If you look up Dan Gates. He's everywhere. If you want to know what's going on, just look him up. He's all over YouTube. He did a live with us. So there's a lot of information about Colorado, and it all is going to bleed over all to everywhere else. If they can get rid of hounds in Colorado or not hunting lions or bobcats, they're going to go to Arizona. They're going to go to New Mexico. They'll be over in Oregon. So Save the Hunt Colorado. $10, man. A lot of you guys, girls, probably spend more money on porn and cigarettes and alcohol. So put down the 6-pack and throw $20 over to SaveTheHuntColorado.com. So they've got some lawyers working on some stuff. I'm trying to read comments here. See, what do we got here? Just got back from running a bobcat, a farmer's turkey and chicken. Oh, great. Got to get rid of them. Can't have them killing them turkeys and chickens. Missy, I had to dig for your address, and I did find it in my text. And I am going to send you some soap. I'm just lazy sometimes, and I forget. If I don't put a sticky note on my steering wheel, I'll forget. And I am working out of town, and I did bring my soap out of town so I can get it mailed off to people. Dogs are outside barking. I'm in a new little studio because I work 3-4 hours away from my house, and I have an office trailer, and I have a trailer I live in. My dogs, something's going on. Probably a cat in the yard. And I got the new Starlink, and it looks like it's doing pretty good. I'm not glitching, but I got the mobile Starlink. So I know you're waiting. I'm horrible. I need to just make my wife send out stuff. I don't know if you guys can hear my dog barking, but I stay in a little trailer at my parents' place down here, and I got 10 dogs all the way around me. So they're usually pretty quiet, but that's Sydney. That's weird. She don't ever bark. So, but I got my mobile Starlink, and I'm trying it out right now, and I'm really kind of liking it. So I don't feel like it's glitching as much as it did when I'm in my work trailer. Oh, look at Jeremy, Louisiana hunting. Just text me, said he's gonna make me a leather holster for my 300i. Where's my 300? So I broke down. This is what this is gonna be about. This live. I hadn't even took the plastic off yet, so I'm afraid, and I need to get online and order a cover, or if Jeremy with Louisiana Hunting said he's gonna make me a holster. So I'm kind of scared of it. I've turned it on. I charged all my collars. I did buy 10 collars. People probably thought I was joking about when I sold a kid. I might have sold a kid to get these, but it's all right. I have 2 sets of twins, so I have spares. But Niklas is just a guru on electronics. He's my tech nerd. So I love him to death. And I posted it on Facebook too, YouTube. And man, you wouldn't believe the comments you get. How many people either don't like the 25s or they don't like the 15Xs, but I kind of have it under really good authority, like insider edition stuff, that these are all the same guts. And I bet you Niklas will explain it a lot better than I will, because I am not. I just went hunting down in border Mexico, and I had my 220s, and I had no shocking capabilities at all. It was my antenna broke on my 100. That's all. That was my newest one, and I had 4 collars. And one of the collars is missing one of the prongs for it. So It has to be really wherever the shock or really high. And I only had about 60 to 80 yards of stimulation range. And I had nothing but pups because my older A team blew out some feet the first day. So they had the rest couple days. So it was horrible. And I tried to order some collars before I left. And I didn't realize, and I was just going to put them on a credit card. And I didn't realize that it was literally January, oh man, maybe 3rd or 4th, maybe even 1st or 2nd. And my credit card expired 12/23. So I had to call the bank, order another credit card, all that fun stuff. So, well, if you guys got any questions, that's me too. I probably pretty sure they make some sort of protective glass for the 300i. So I'm hoping. I need to just find it. I need to find it. But we'll have. Hopefully, we can have Nicholas go over the do's and don'ts. We could probably stay on this for 4 hours. We was talking about it today, and he's like, "Man, just the basics. We're just going to do the basics." He had told me a little bit about the downloading the satellite view. So he's gonna. I want him to kind of go over all this first time stuff when you're hooking up a 300i, which I kind of buzzed through it a little bit, and it don't seem that difficult. It actually seems a little bit better than the 100, and I don't know what the 200 does. But I did get the inReach, and I'm kind of curious about that, how cool that's going to be. So they say it wears your battery down. I don't know. You get on the internet, you post, I bought this. There's 100 people that say they're crap. There's 100 people that say they're not. Same with the collars. I couldn't believe the craziness of the collars. People that like the they have been. How many people just have their opinion on it? They have screen protectors for them. I just never peeled the stuff off on them. Mine bubbled little, so I'm gonna keep it along as long as I can until I get my screen protector. And I know they make good cases too. So who else we got? Yeah. All right, still the platinum screen. Or no. It's easier to use. It seemed pretty simple, and I'm not a smart guy, so hopefully when Nicholas gets here, he'll I should send him the link. I don't think I sent him the link. I'm surprised he didn't text me yet. Let me send him the link real quick so he can get on. Let me see here. I should have done that, and I did not do that. I never claimed to be with it. So if you guys got any questions for Nicholas, get them ready. Oh, look. Now I got to be careful what I say because my wife's on. Dang it. Enter studio. Let me send this over to Nicholas before I forget. So I got my phone. It's going to be hooked up so I can, and he has some cameras hooked up, but my phone's going to be hooked up so I can try to video it at the same time. So we'll have another guest, and it's going to be my phone called Garmin 300. Other than that, what do I got going on? I'm just excited to use this system. It kind of sucks because I didn't go to work today. I got my old collars, but I don't know if anybody else is getting rain, but Arizona, we got some good rain yesterday. So my job got underwater. No one showed up today. So today I did a lot of, I was on the computer quite a bit. I find it's going to easy to use as 100. Really like the bigger screen too. The thing I didn't like about, and mine was already kind of set up some sort of way, and the shocking when you had to go from dog to dog, and mine was probably lagging, and it actually was real crappy. And then a buddy of mine in North Carolina, Bryson, said, "Well, just do this. Go up and upgrade it." When I upgraded everything, it started working again. So, and I got a good deal on that one. I only paid like I think seven collars, and the let's go Stinker. 7 collars and the unit. I think I got it for $1,500. So and that was a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago, and it sat in my closet. And I use my 220s. I love my 220s. I don't know if anybody else uses those, but I never had any interference with anything with my 220s. So when you was out there in the woods and you had 100 guys out there, everybody was using the 15s. Everybody. And they was always interfering with everybody. Every time I ran into somebody, they was interfering with something. But my 220s did not. They still picked up. The farthest, I don't know the farthest anybody's ever got with their collars, but I had a dog picked up on a highway, got up on a hill, kicked it on, and it was 17 miles away. But I was up on a hill, and I actually had the lady call me because I had my numbers on the collar, which everybody should have your numbers on the collar. She called me and said, "I have your dog." And I said, "Well, yeah, I know you got my dog." She goes, "Well," I said, "Well, I'll come get him. Just stay where you are." And she literally was like, "You don't know where I am." I said, "I know exactly where you are. Just stay where you are, and I'll come get him." And that's what I did. And then she realized maybe I had GPS on him and wasn't as big of a Nancy or Karen as most people are. I've had it before. I've had it, and I used to put needs medicine on their collar. I put needs medicine daily. I never put their name. You don't want to put their name. I don't think you want to put their name on it. So, because someone steals your dog, they got their name, and I've had people call, "Oh, what's his name?" And I kind of blow the question off. So, but I always put needs medicine daily because when you're out there and the yahoos are out there, if they see that, for one, no one wants a dog that has problems, and for two, they think there's something wrong with the dog, they'll call you quicker. So it's worked out for me. So a little bit of houndsman hack advice on your callers. Instead of a name, just put needs medicine daily. See, let's go through the comments. Good. Good. Everybody's going bobcat hunting. Timothy. I think Timothy, you're the one that was trying to help Nicholas with his dog box, I believe, and calling people slow. Of course, Missy was on here first. So again, if you have any questions, I was hoping Sonny would jump on and tell us about his dinner and he had a line. Like I said, his kid. He took a kid. I don't know if the kid has cancer, leukemia, whatever. But let me see here. That's funny. That's exactly what I put on my dog collars, but I copied from a friend dog collar that came from Utah. I thought I was the only one that did it. I've never heard of nobody else doing it. So maybe I did. That's why I started doing it. But I've done it only recently. These last collars, I just put my last name on them. So people think I'm kind of crazy. So maybe it helps. But anyway, Sonny Tapia has a dinner this weekend down in Tucson. If anybody's around, it's a fundraiser dinner. I'm probably slaughtering all the reasons. But you could probably, I don't know if it's on. Let me see. Go to this website, sportsmanforheroes.com. He's a nonprofit that takes out vets and kids and everything else. I am trying to start. Let me get up here. Everybody can read it. I have started. I'm not trying. I have started. I started something called Campfire Roots. I've been working on it for a year. I got the nonprofit. I have my CPA doing the 501c3 or 3C, 501c3. I'm not. I tried to do it. I started to do it. I don't want to do it. So I gave it to my CPA and said, "Here, do it." Also, what I'm going to do with that? I'm bad at finishing stories. What I'm going to do with that is I want to take kids that don't have fathers out. I want to take military kids whose fathers are either deployed or they have no family. I just want to get them out hunting and camping. Got to get them off the tablets, or they're going to turn in the, I don't want to say the D word, but liberals, and we're going to lose all of our hunting rights. Where is Nicholas? Where's Nicholas at? He's probably setting up. He has a bunch of cameras he has to set up too, and he's right here right now. Nicholas wrote a book. I don't do a lot of books as far as say they're good. I mean, I've read Brave and Trained by a Hound and all that stuff. These are all guys that have done it for 50 years and wrote a book. The reason I like the Cat Dog Chronicles, and you can get an audio version as well. And if you go over, I'll put the link in this. If you go to my last live, there's a link to his book, audio and paperback. I got both. The reason I like this book is because it's someone who didn't know nothing about it, and they're not even into it a few years. And he wrote a book about his experience, and it's really great because he tells you all the dumb stuff. So, and just to let you know, I thought the guy was like 5'8". I guess he's 6'1". I should have made everybody guess that, how tall you think he is here. Utah is full Republican, and they are taking something. Taking what, Eric? Taking what? Don't leave us hanging. I don't know if there's Nicholas. We're gonna throw Nicholas on. I don't know if it matters if you're full of Republicans or not. I think those Nicholas.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Oh, just talking politic crap.
Perfect. My specialty. How's my audio?
Timothy Brink. Oh, you're good. You're loud.
Audio.
Wait. On Brett's Monday, you could tell he's really loud. And me and you got your camera hooked up.
Got the overhead cam, yes, sir.
I know I couldn't. I have to do mine kind of in front of me.
Okay.
Put my phone on it, but I think also. He's talking politics. They'll take away your hunting from everyone. I said I was going to make everybody guess how tall you are, and Timothy said he met you. He would have won. So
I'm about a foot taller than Tim. Just kidding. I think that might be accurate.
I told everybody you had to work late at the strip joint. Use that exotic dancer. I didn't want to.
Poles don't clean themselves. Am I right?
Well, sometimes they do, I guess. Slide down it right. So I told everybody, I stalled them. They got bored with me. No one left too much. How we were going to go over the 300i and how you made me wait this whole week to do it.
I didn't make you wait. Was this my idea or was it your idea?
No, this was your idea. You said it would be cool to do a setup video with that 300.
Yeah.
I said, damn. All right, we'll do it.
It's a good idea, right?
Look,
I don't think anyone's done that.
No,
I haven't. Look how shiny it is.
I know. I got the little. I hadn't even took off that little screen thing yet. So
that's the first thing we got to do. Put on some of that bow chicka wow wow. You got any? You got a soundboard queued up?
No, I don't have a soundboard. I'm not cool like Brett. You guys. I have to make my own sounds.
I don't
get on my phone.
I don't have my OBS set up to pump in audio. Yeah.
Hey, you're slacking. Yeah, you're slacking.
I know there's a couple extras. You got to download another program if you want to feed your OBS audio into StreamYard. So this just might go straight in. Otherwise, I would have a soundboard.
Yeah, I was going to say you have one.
Be too distracting probably because I'm a little heavy on those buttons. You know what I'm saying?
I think everybody's waiting to find out how bad I'm going to screw this up.
No, you won't screw it up.
If they got questions, I said, throw it in there. Promoted your book. Told them to go
Well,
read
thank
your
you, sir.
book.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So
Cat Dog Chronicles.
there
I
you
wrote
go.
it myself with my bare hands.
It's so much easier to hold that up without a green screen, though. Honestly.
It is, yeah.
I
Yeah, I
got
moved into a different office and I just didn't set up the green screen. I probably won't.
I got mine thumbtacked to the roof and Stinker's back there on my bed, chilling out. So,
Is that your little pup?
oh yeah, she's cat crazy, man.
Nice. It's awesome.
Cat crazy. So doing good on trailing. I think she's gonna be a good one.
Very cool.
All right, how do you want to do this? You want to just
So I was thinking we'll just kind of go. I figured we'd go through, kind of go walk through all the different features on the handheld and just kind of go through and get things set up how, to suit you. What I've found about this 300. Oh, yeah. And I guess I make a big disclaimer here. I'm just a technology enthusiast. I'm not representing Garmin in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. If you have problems with 300, the Alpha, talk to Garmin. But oh my god,
uh-oh.
what a shot right up the nose.
I know.
I was thinking, so the thing that I really like about the 300 and the 200, as well, they're pretty similar. There's only a handful of new features added into the 300 that I've noticed, but they're very customizable. Like you can dial them in for what suits you. So
Yeah.
with that in mind, there is a bit of setup up front. You know what I mean? It's mostly plug and play, but you got to configure your training buttons, and then there's some mapping things you can kind of adjust to what you like. So I figured we'd go through the handheld, get that all set up, and then we'll start pairing your collars. And yeah, that should probably take an hour, and at least an hour, I would think. So, and then if people have questions, we can just answer those as we go along.
Perfect. I think I can. Let me see what I got here.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That works.
Might work, yeah.
And you got the 300i version, which has the InReach feature.
Yes.
I don't know if you wanted to try. Like, do you plan on signing up for that service, or
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you were kind of saying that the battery life. Can you go over that real quick?
Well,
is it? How bad is it? I mean, you could turn it off and on.
Not bad. Right? Correct. Exactly. I personally, I use a separate InReach device. Like, I'm a huge fan of InReach because, I hunt outside of cell range, and I'm usually hunting by myself. So, it makes my wife more comfortable being able to see where I'm at and being able to message her, and she can get a hold of me if I need to. It just makes life a lot easier. But I have an InReach Mini 2. It's just a separate, it's just a standalone InReach. But the 300, you can activate InReach directly on the handheld, and it's kind of nicer than the Mini 2 in a lot of ways because you have a keyboard directly on the Alpha, and I don't know, it's just a bigger screen, easier to use those functions. In terms of battery life, the main thing that affects the battery life is when it's pinging. So if you're running tracking, InReach tracking, it's sending out a tracking point with your GPS location through the Iridium satellite network. And then that goes to, Garmin servers, and then it populates that location data on a map, on a website that, friends and family can go and see. Basically, of course, it's anything that's transmitting, it's definitely is going to consume battery life. So I haven't personally used it on the Alpha 300, so I don't really know what the impact is, but I know people who do, and it's not very noticeable. It's going to be more of an impact if you are actually running that tracking, but you don't have to run the tracking. That's totally optional. It does still it does what they call a mail check. So it's going to ping out it's basically going to do a little, just check in with the satellite I think it's like every hour or something. I'd have to look and see what the exact interval is, but
Can you
that
change?
will,
Can you change that interval?
that's one thing you can't change. No, it has to, that's just a
So
hardwired setting.
once you're in reached in, it just does its thing.
Yeah, if you got inReach active on it, every hour it's going to ping up and try to contact the satellites, and basically that's checking to see if you have any new messages coming in.
Gotcha.
If you don't want it to do that, you'd have to like turn your service off, which there's different subscription types. You can have a plan where you can turn the service completely off if you want to. Yeah.
And you could pay for that month to month though. If you know you're hunting in October, you could turn the service off for that month, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you would probably want it while you're hunting, right? So
that's what I'm saying. If you know you're hunting, so you don't have to have it on all year. You can have it on August through December.
Yep,
and then so on your inReach though, you can turn it off. And then if you're just out there, you could turn it off. Say if you're in camp, you could kick it all off, right? Or if you're driving around and
like Louisiana Hunting just said there in the chat, he says I use the Freedom Plan. That's what I'm talking about, where you can pause your service, start it back up if you want. I guess another option, you could just leave your service running, and then you could factory reset your alpha and then not activate. And then so you got your inReach active on the Garmin side of things.
Yeah.
Your handheld doesn't necessarily need to know about that. You know what I mean? You do have to go through some steps to activate it on the handheld.
And so you could turn that off and on, right? On your handheld.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm
but
talking
if it's active,
the satellite reading itself.
Well, you have to go through a handful of steps on the handheld to activate it. Once you do that, every hour it's going to ping out and do a mail check. You can't really control that. Because
I just kind of breezed through it, and I thought there was a little setting on there that, when you go to the inReach or whatever, it tells you. I don't know. I just breezed through it. I didn't want to do nothing to it.
So like I don't have mine active, and it looks like this. So, you have to go, if you hit activate, it walks you through pairing it to your phone, and then it goes through the process. Once you do that, then it's set. You know what I mean? So, anyways, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but
let's just do the basics. Let's just do the basics.
Yeah. So you want to switch it over to your. So rip that screen protector off, and
I did. I put it right here, real careful. I got to order screen. They make screen protectors. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, like hard plastic ones. Yeah.
Yep.
So maybe go full screen on the handheld so we can see it a little better.
I can do that. Let me go.
We can just go through the different. Okay, so let's just start at the top of the screen. So those three top items. So on the left you have the map, and then the middle one you have the dog compass, and then I think that right one is that a little flag.
Map. Oh, that's. So you got map, display, training. Oh, on the very top.
You just went into the settings.
Oh,
just went into the settings. Oh, you're good. Oh. So yeah, the very top. Those little icons at the top are linked to those three buttons. So like if you hit that very top left button,
goes to your map.
Yeah, so that'll take you to the map. You can customize. Yep, you can cut, and then that one on the far right, that'll mark a waypoint.
Yeah.
You can completely customize what those buttons do. On the right side, you have those. There's three buttons on the right side. Mm-hmm. The first two. That's up and down. So push those. You'll cycle through your different training button options.
Not doing nothing.
Yeah, because you only have three. I have set.
Nothing. Oh, okay.
So once you get.
Oh, I get it. So.
Yeah.
So those top three. If I go up, it'll go to the next top three I set.
Exactly. Once you get your dog collars all paired up, you're going to have your training controls for all your dogs on those 3 buttons, and you're going to cycle through them. So if you have 10 dogs paired, you're going to be cycling through it to get to if you need to tone everybody, you're going to be cycling through with those top buttons or those side buttons. Oh, there you go. Look at you go.
I looked at that earlier. I'm like,
nice.
How do I get this brighter?
Timeout.
And then I figured that you had to push the power button to do that. No.
There you go.
Sometimes I was a little smart. All right.
So you're a real genius. That was beautiful. Kind of freezing up there a little bit, but
I don't know why I'm freezing up.
So yeah, we'll get more into the buttons once you get your collars paired up. But there's actually I'll get to that in a minute. So then you have so where it says new hunt. So that go ahead and hit that. It's probably not going to do it. It might not do anything until you have collars paired.
Oh yeah, nothing.
Okay, so go into the one next to that dog list. Yeah, go into dog list. Okay. So that's where you're going to add all your collars.
You want to add one right now?
Yeah, let's add one right now. Why not?
Got one right here.
Perfect.
Turn it on.
Well, don't turn it on yet.
Oh. Okay, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, keep it turned off.
It's off.
Well, I guess it doesn't really matter, but yeah, so hit add dog.
Add dog.
And then on the collar, then hit pair collar. And then it kind of tells you what to do there. So yeah, you hold the power button, I think for like 3 or 4 seconds on the collar.
Oh. All right.
There you go. So I think that's in pairing mode now.
Okay.
Boom. It found it right away. So then you can go ahead and add a name to it.
Number 1 will be dirty. Check. Okay. Beacon color. Oh,
the beacon color, that is
that the one that's flashing right there?
Yeah, because the 25s, they have colored lights on them. So you can choose what color light you want that one to have. All right, so one dirty successfully added. That shows your tracking ID, your tracking rate. So go ahead and tap on the dirty now, one dirty. Okay, so then on this screen, it shows you. Now I don't know. You might want to change these after the video so people don't know them. It's up to you.
It's fine.
I don't think anyone's going to try to steal
just a
tutorial.
Your dogs. So
just tutorial. Yeah. So you got your tracking ID. That's basically. So did you use 100 or what one did you use before this?
I barely used 100. I used my 220, man. I'm telling you.
Gotcha.
My 100, I didn't do much to it, but add a collar, and it was all set up and it was messed up. It was horrible.
So if you don't know how these IDs work, basically the number on the left, that's your channel. So these operate on the MERS channels, which are 150 megahertz to 156 or something. But MERS channels are a publicly usable radio band. Okay. You don't need a license or anything. That's basically why they're used on these Garmin's. Because then everyone can use them. They don't need to get a radio license of any kind. Yeah. So that one's on channel 5, and then it's on the 17th interval. Okay. So basically, it's on that the 5th frequency channel, and then it basically will ping out in a specific rhythm or a specific time slot. Okay. And so the alpha, it's smart enough that when you go to pair all these, it's going to assign them tracking IDs that are not going to conflict. A big thing that people run into, which I run into it in the area I hunt with my mentor and his buddies, and there's like a group of guys who hunt this same area. We're always running into we're always interfering with each other's collars. So you have to, because there's only so many slots, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so you can change those if you need to. For you, just leave them alone for now.
I don't hunt with nobody too much.
Yeah, and you probably hunt a lot bigger area than I do. The track code, control code, those are if you want to share your if you want to add that collar to another handheld, you can basically, instead of holding the button down like what you did with that collar, you can choose to pair a collar to another handheld using those codes. So then you would just punch in those codes into the other handheld, and all that data is coded into those codes. So it's going to include the name, the ID.
Will that
Well,
ever
maybe not.
conflict with somebody else's? Would they ever have the same?
No, I
It'd be
mean,
one in a
technically it's
million.
possible, but
Oh,
yeah,
I got
it's very, very unlikely.
you. So if I'm on the radio and a guy says, "What are you doing?" and I say, "Oh, I'm over here," he says, "Oh, give me Dirty's track code."
Yeah,
He
exactly.
pushes that track code into his 300,
Then he
and
can
he can
track your dog.
see. Gotcha.
Pretty handy. Yep. Where it says ungrouped. So on the 200s and 300s, you can create groups of paired devices, and basically that just lets you activate, deactivate these different groups of collars more easily. Over to the right where it says active. So right now you're actively. Oh, it's giving you a little tutorial.
Yeah.
It gives you little tips when you first get going with it.
That's what I
You
got
can
used to.
activate or deactivate that collar. So, like if you're at camp and you're just chilling, you don't really need to be tracking the dogs. You can deactivate everybody. That's going to stop. That's going to stop tracking the collars. They're not going to be sending out tracking points anymore. So you can really save a lot of battery life doing that.
Okay. That's the ungrouped.
Ungrouped. So right now you haven't created any
Gotcha.
device groups. Once you do, like if you I don't know. I don't really use I tried using the groups, and I just don't I don't know. I just manually activate, deactivate everything. Um so and then where your thumb is, yeah, the little tree icon,
Yeah.
that's your dog's status. So, it'll tell you if it's treed. It's approximate. I don't know, it's kind of
Yeah.
gimmicky, but um or if your dog's on point, it'll
Yeah.
say that.
So these
Battery life,
do these not have a tree switch in them?
they do it based on the accelerometer and GPS location. So if the caller sees that it hasn't moved location outside of a small little circle really
Gotcha.
in X
Running
amount of
around a
seconds or
tree.
whatever. Yeah, exactly. Um Supposedly they also can tell if your dog's head is tilted up, and that kind
Gotcha.
of does it, or if it's barking. So when your dog's barking, its head is kind of moving up and
Yeah.
back, over and over. So it has an accelerometer built into it to where it's gonna read that movement and then determine the status. So
Gotcha.
I don't know. It's kind of hit or miss. It's like cool when the dogs are fully treed, it'll switch over to treed. But sometimes if you're in a bad GPS area, like you're deep in a
Yeah.
canyon or something, they might be treed super solid, and that GPS is drifting around, so it's not going to show them treed. It's just cool. It's a little extra thing. So then you got your battery life, your GPS signal on the collar, um, so that's your GPS signal strength on the actual collar, and then your comms. So that's how your radio, your VHF radio signal from the handheld to the collar, that tells you how good that signal is. And then your update rate. This is a really cool thing about the 25s. That
This is what
dynamic. Yeah,
that's what
this
kind
is
of
probably
sold
my
me on it.
favorite thing. Yeah, it's probably my favorite thing about the 25s is that dynamic tracking. Um, it's not, so you can see, yeah, exactly. So you can change it from dynamic all the way up to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So if you have it on those kind of, the 2.5, 5 seconds, it's just sending out a tracking point to your handheld at that interval. When it's dynamic, it's using data from the accelerometer to determine if that dog's moving around. And if your dog's running, it's going to be sending out those tracking points more frequently.
Gotcha.
And it does it. So, like I have one of the Garmin smartwatches, And so it has a similar tracking mode. And this is, for like fitness type stuff and recording running and triathlons and stuff. It has a smart tracking mode. So I think that's probably where they got the idea to add that into the dog collars. It'll record and send a tracking point at kind of key moments. So if the dog speeds up real quick or slows down, goes up in elevation, takes a turn, that kind of stuff, it's going to record those tracking points. I find it gives me a pretty, like, I don't know. I feel like it's a more detailed track than when I was using just 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Because the thing, like where I hunt, the terrain is so up and down. It's just you're either on top of a ridge or you're down in the bottom of a creek bottom. So your GPS is never very good. So you get your track drifting around all the time. And that can add a lot of extra distance traveled that your dog didn't actually do. And that's just the nature of GPS. You know what I mean? It's not 100% accurate. It's, we're dealing with consumer grade accuracy. Like only the military has access to like pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah.
So that dynamic, I find that it's giving you like a very good shape of where your dog has been. Versus every 2.5 seconds, it's pinging out no matter where that signal is. So I don't know, kind of nuanced, but
so basically you're running around, it's reading, you stop, pull over, take a nap. It's going to kind of shut down a little bit.
Yeah. I've even noticed that when I'm rigging my dogs, when they're just standing up on the dog box and they're just standing there, it might not actually be recording that distance, which I like because it gives me a better idea of how long how far they actually ran versus how far we drove. It's always hard to say, like, we'll drive like 50 miles of roads, but they may have only ran 10 miles that day or something. So,
and that's only on the 25. You can use that feature on the 200i still.
Yes. Yeah, that the dynamic tracking, that's on the dog collar. Your 200i will show it, a 100 will capture that tracking data just the same. So
even the 100?
Yeah. Yep.
So you can hook the 25s up to the 100s?
Yes. Gotcha. I don't know if you can do it to the 220. I've never heard of anyone even
I don't think you could do nothing with the 220. I doubt it even hook up. I'll have to try it. I'll see if the 25
it
will
might.
hook up.
I mean, there's a chance it might. They're not that in terms of the pairing. They're not that different from the 15s or anything.
I don't think the 15s will hook up to the 220.
They might be. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. You have to try it.
I think only the 30s and 40s hook up to the.
Yeah. The 220 is way before my time.
Hey, I tell you what, I used it down in Mexico there, on the border, and it saved me on my.
Sounds like it.
I love them. I had no problem with the 30s. And matter of fact, when I bought the whole set back in 2008, buddy called me because I ordered the 40s, and he said, "You don't want these."
Oh,
40s.
right.
He said, "You don't want these 40s, man."
I heard
the receivers on the bottom, and he said, "You want the 30s," and I got them, and I bought big set, and man, I loved them.
Nice. Well, there we go. Louisiana hunting. He knows. Not compatible with the 220. Thank you, sir.
Breaking my heart.
So
that's the gist of the collar then.
Yeah, go back to full screen though. Like on the there you go.
There we go.
Yeah, go back into the collar. Cooley, go lay down. Go lay down, Cooley.
I'm frozen. There we go.
So rescue mode, that puts it in like a longer tracking interval. So it'll stretch out your battery life.
So 2 minutes is the longest you go on that other one. And this one, what does this do?
Let me look it up. I don't know. I never really use it.
I mean, is that put it in every hour, or does that?
It's longer. I don't know if it's every hour. Someone will know. Someone in the chat will know.
Somebody got to know. DC stands for dinosaur collars. All right, it's time to kick Timothy out.
Trying to. There we go.
I got this new Starlink mobile. I'm on
really?
right now.
How's that? That's cool. Usually working good.
It does good. It's actually doing good. It's freezing up a little bit when I do a speed test on it. Sometimes it says the upload's real low, and it tells you where to point it. But when it says point it north, but when I point it south, I get better reception. I don't know why.
Okay, it looks like so it'll stay, keeps the collar on until you turn rescue mode off, and then once the battery power falls below 25%, the collar data updates every two minutes. So yeah.
Oh, that automatically throws it to 2 minutes if you enable it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, it's kind of a little redundant with the dynamic tracking. It seems like.
Well, yeah, I guess
So,
maybe.
Okay.
Well, if the battery's low enough, then it's not going to even let it dynamic though. It's not going to let it go 2.5 or 5. It's just going to leave it at 2 minutes, I imagine, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, go into adjust collar light and then bring your collar into the view, so you can hit blink mode. And then do continuous or whatever, one of those. Yeah, there you go. So you can change that color. There's a bunch of different colors.
Oh yeah,
I really like that for hunting at night, like because then you can tell who's who.
Oh yeah.
I was also not a fan of the white lights because I felt like they kind of screwed up the dog's night vision.
Maybe messed theirs. Yeah, I bet.
Like my dog Plum, which he's not too smart to begin with, but I watched him basically run full speed straight into a tree when I had that stupid light on. He heard me talking about him.
He said his name.
Yep.
I dug those lights. My cousin had a set, and when he first got them a while back, and we was hunting the nursery out here, it was really cool that you could kind of see those dogs. But these seem like they point down more than they do the 15.
Yeah, but I think, there's the other collars, the 15s. I think they only had one light, so these have two. You can actually see them pretty good on either, on either side of the dog. I would do them so that you could see them. I was doing mine. I haven't actually used them for a while, but I think I had them set so that they were like on the front end of the dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can see them a little better that way, so they're not getting buried into their chest too much.
Gotcha. I kind of dig that too.
Yeah.
Do they even have? Oh, there's white. I don't feel like these are as bright as those old 15s.
They might not be. I don't know.
Maybe they are. Night, I'm in a lighted room, so I don't know.
That's true. I didn't notice much of a difference, but and I think it helps. You can still see them really good because it's kind of shooting out from both sides.
Yeah.
So.
I thought it was pretty handy out there. I really liked it because it
Yeah, Tim said they point to the sides more where the lights on the 10s and 15s shine straight forward. Yeah, so I think that does help.
I have a 15 here too. I should have pulled it out.
Yeah, and you can still pair all those to the, to your 300.
That means I have 14.
I don't think the 10s pair, but the 15s do. So that's pretty much the dog. Okay, so while we're here, hit that middle button on the very bottom, the little triangle dot connected thing. So that's your share options. That's your share options. So if you had if you wanted to share these collars to your 100, you just yeah. So if you generally for you would want to use track and control, but if you have, share them to a buddy and you don't trust them,
just track.
That's just track only. Yeah, exactly. There's probably no way to get. Yeah, you can just hit cancel. But I think there's a couple other options. So hit that share button again.
Update share code. Legacy.
Okay. So you can update your share code. You can change the share code if you want. I would not recommend doing that. So you can hit the X to get out of there. And then the legacy codes, that's if you want to share those to an Alpha 100, that's what you would use. Because the 200s and the 200s and the 300s, they use just like an updated version of the share code. And the reason being is that they will actually carry over the name and I think something else. Can't remember.
That's cool because I'll probably totally reset my 100. I got to get that antenna fixed. Is what I got to do.
Yeah. Oh, where'd you go?
Oh, someone tried to call. I thought I took it off of. Anyways. All right. Anything else on the caller?
Hit that menu button on the far right. I can't remember what's in there.
Wrong one. I went wrong way. That's the maps. Okay, menu button. Rescue mode, change ID, change dog type, adjust caller sleep mode. What is that?
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, you can put him to sleep. That's another cool thing. I always forget about that. You can just at camp, you can just put them to sleep. Boom. Oh, they're almost basically off. They're almost powered off at that point.
So the collar actually goes off?
Yeah, the collar goes to sleep.
Oh, okay. So it's not just like when you on the 100, you can pause tracking. That don't do nothing but pause the tracking.
Yes, exactly. Like if you put it to sleep, all it's doing, I think, is listening for a wake up signal. And it's not recording GPS. It's not doing anything else.
It stops blinking and everything, right?
Yeah. So it's like when you start thinking about all those different things combined, like that's where, because I've heard people say, like, I think I saw on Facebook you post about these, and I think Cody King was like, well, I heard the 15Xs have better battery life. It's like, well, they do out of the box. They have a little bigger battery, but you can upgrade the battery in these 25s to the same size as the 15s.
Yeah.
But then there's all these other features that you well, I guess a lot of that stuff is the same as the 15Xs. But I don't know. I think it's a big improvement over the 15s.
Well, that's what I was saying. Oh my goodness, it was crazy. You know, half the people were like, screw them 25s, and half people are like, screw them 15s. It's like, I guess whatever your preference. And I had good luck with the DC 30s, you know?
Yeah. Right.
So, okay. Anything else?
So, okay. One more thing. So, caller Wi-Fi setup. So you can pair. So your callers can hook up directly to a Wi-Fi network. And what that lets you do is all your callers will update when they're just connected to Wi-Fi. You don't have to hook them up to your computer. You don't have to Skinwalker.
That way, if anybody tries to log on.
Yeah. So basically, it's like, oh, there's let's see if I have any updates available, which it is good to update.
You put in the password and everything.
Yeah, and then you're just like, okay, when you're home, power them on, just let them sit there, they'll update themselves. That is pretty cool. Because it's such a pain in the butt to have to hook all your callers up to the computer, run them through, Garmin Express, which you can still do that with these, but I don't know. It's kind of nice being able to do over Wi-Fi.
So I probably put it in wrong. I did. Dummy. All right. Let's try it again. Can't let you guys see the password because I always do real vulgar passwords. No one will ever get.
Don't want to get kicked off.
Didn't work again. Dang it. pretty sure that's what it is. Well, I'll have to do it later. I was trying to do it right in front of everybody, but don't look like it's gonna happen. And
So I
my
think that's
password's on my phone, so
most of the
that's cool
collar
though.
features. Yeah. Let's do your training controls, your training setup. So go into your menu. There you go. And then training setup. And then training. Oh, okay. Let's do training. Training defaults. What that does is it lets you, if you want all your collars to have all the same training controls, you can set that up there so that when you pair it up, it automatically adds the next collar's training controls to your to your list.
Yeah.
I like setting them up manually, but I don't know. It's a personality
So
trait,
what do
I
you
guess.
like? You wouldn't pair that.
Yeah, I think I leave mine off.
Just
Yeah, I have
stem. What
mine
is
off.
stem each use? Oh, stimulation.
Just stem each use. I don't actually know. I don't know what that does.
Is that like it's you have to adjust your stimulation every time, or it just keeps it on?
I think. Oh, you know what that does? It when you go to it'll and this will make more sense once you get your buttons set up.
Yeah.
When you like if you have a stimulation button set up, when you push it, it pulls up the it pulls up a screen where it lets you choose the stimulation type, so continuous
Oh, gotcha.
or momentary, and then it lets you set the level. Otherwise, if you have that turned off, it's just whatever you have it set to. You can still change it very easily on the fly. You use that lower right button on the right side.
This third one.
Yeah, when you're in the training, when you're in the, once you're, yeah, pushing it right now is probably not going to do anything.
No, I didn't push nothing.
But like if you have a dog pulled up and you hit that button, it lets you, adjust your training setup,
okay.
so you can change it the mode, and then you could change the level.
So when you go
But
to
so
that
these,
dog, these are your settings for these buttons.
yeah, button layout. So 3 per dog. I don't know what are the other options on there. Okay, 3 per dog. Yeah, so that's like you if you do that, it's
That gives you
gonna,
these. That gives you these options. So
yeah.
momentary, continuous.
Oh, I
Oh.
just did mine and it reset all my buttons. Dang it. Oh no, it didn't. Okay, that's all right. So yeah, so like if you want to make it, yeah, that lets you choose everything just right as you go, as you pair them up. So let's just go through. Let's do that. So, I guess you got to decide. Do you want to have 3 buttons per dog? So like Dirty's gonna have all 3 buttons
How
taken
hard
up.
is it to get dog to dog?
So two top and bottom, those 2 bottoms. Sorry,
Oh,
2 buttons on the right. Yeah, those are your scroll
I'll
buttons.
probably have it here because I'm never hardly. I'm not saying I don't. Is do them all at once.
Let me show you how I have mine set up real quick. So here, full screen me, and then I'll put my overhead cam on. So I have mine set up. Let's go to the map. Let's not go to the map. I don't want you to know where I live.
I'll find you. I'm a private investigator, fool.
So this is how I have mine set up, and this really works well for me. I have tone on the left, continuous on the right, and what I was saying before is like, so if I want to change that tone, that stimulation level, you hit that right button, and then you can crank it
Okay.
up, burn that sucker.
Toast them.
I don't know. I hardly ever have to shock these dogs these days. And then I really like this one. So what this does is if you hit this, it zooms to that dog. So that's going to be the last place I was hunting.
Yeah.
So it basically centers the map straight on that dog. And I really like that because it's like, okay, Bruno, he's split off from everybody. Where the heck is he? I can just hit one button, or I need to see, okay, where's Ryder? Hit that button, and it's going to zoom. It's going to, skip over to where he is. I find that very handy. So that's how I have all mine set, and I don't have any other. You can add a lot of other controls.
So
you can
is that one button? You do one button or you do three?
I do 3. Okay. I don't use, like I said, if I were to use those training defaults, it wouldn't get set up like this. I'd have to go and manually set this one, I think, or maybe not. Let's see.
Well, I could so if I go, I have dirty right now. Oh, I see it.
Defaults. Yeah. Okay. So so it lets you choose that. Yeah, I guess if you're choosing to use the training defaults, it only lets you do dog commands for all 3 buttons. Yeah. I have those turned off so that I can go, if I want to add in another item here, I can do a training command. I can jump to an application, so like the map or the inReach if you wanted to.
And that's on your buttons?
Yeah, you can set these buttons to basically any function of the device.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because right now, like mine, I'll show it real quick.
Yeah, you can go back to yours.
Mine right now is, see how the top is the.
Yeah, so that's those.
What it is. Momentary correction and.
Right. So go ahead and turn it all the way up as high as it'll go, and then hold your fingers on the prompts.
What do you? Oh, you just. Oh no! Okay. How do I do that?
Let's test and make sure the collar works. So
I hear it. I hear it toning.
Yeah, but you put your fingers on the prong. But you need to turn it up to 18 first.
Yeah. Come here, Stinker. Stinker, come here.
Yeah.
Niklas wants me to do this.
Sure. All right. Let's go back into your training. So go back in your training setup.
Training setup. Okay.
And then go to training keys.
Oh, keys. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay.
So see the top row, map, dog tracker, waypoint. You can change those if you want.
That's the big. That's the these two, right?
No. So those.
Well, I meant when you're on the dog, like right now.
Yeah, that scrolls through. So each time, whatever's showing on the screen, that's what each button does.
Okay. Yeah. And then you can add more to that.
Yeah, you can add whatever you want, really.
Like those right there.
Yep. So then, once you get all your collars paired up, you can.
Will those show up right
there? Set those up.
Or you have to add those when I set up. Like if I set up another collar, will automatically put those.
If you have the training defaults turned on, then it will. It'll add them just like you have dirty set up.
And then it still has the add item here. Training command.
Yeah. So then, so then all those different categories give you different options. So training command has you choose a dog. Yeah. Applications.
Oh, okay.
See, like inReach is one of them. See, zoom to the device. That's the one I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you would, okay. Then you select whatever you want it to zoom to.
Yep.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Cycle dog. What is cycle dogs on tracker?
That,
is that a whole nother
I'm
podcast?
Not sure. No, I think it cycles. I'm not actually sure. I don't know what that does.
Probably a lot of stuff on here you don't actually use. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. Like I use what I use, and that's kind of it. Once I got it, I played around with a lot of different things, but I don't know. Once I settled in on that layout, that's just what I use now.
My biggest thing on the 100 is, so it has those 3 buttons on it.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever had it set up, this button over here was never on a dog. It just said, I don't know how. And I just had never worked with it. So I only really had these 2 to, and then, you had to scroll over or push the button. I don't know. You had to push a little arrow and it'd go over, and I need to reset that and I got to get somebody to weld me in an antenna.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, because you broke your antenna on your 100,
yeah,
right?
broke my antenna. Okay. Training keys. And then the
So
default,
that's,
those are what's already there unless I change it.
yeah, like if you turned on add when paired, and then you go add your 10, your remaining 9 callers, it's
They're
going
all
to
going to
put,
do the same.
yeah, yep.
Okay.
So if that works for you, like that's an easy way to do it, And then linear versus traditional. So linear, that's going to give you 1 through 18
Yeah.
for simulation levels. And then traditional, I think it's just low, medium, and high.
I see. Is that on the 100 too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Same
didn't.
same exact thing as on the 100.
Gotcha. All right.
What else?
We got a caller added. We know that.
Yeah.
We went through the whole.
Let's go to the map.
Let's go to the map. Where did I go?
So it has a preloaded topo maps. The map is
Oh
called
yeah,
Topo
show me.
Active.
You have to show me how to do the satellite.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so
I have
go
to
to your
be
map.
logged on. I might have to try to log on again.
Do you have Wi-Fi added to the handheld yet?
No, but let me.
Okay, let's do that.
Here, let me. Okay, how do I do that? Bluetooth.
Yeah, go in. You
Wi-Fi.
got to go into your settings.
Man, I know. Let me see. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Damn it.
And then the handheld will also do updates over Wi-Fi too. So yeah, once you get all that set up, you really don't need to hook it up to a computer.
Come on, dang it. I do real weird password. Oh, what the hell?
Do you have a VPN on your router or anything like that?
Hang on. I might have put it in wrong. One letter. Oh, there we go.
There you go. Nice.
It's in there. I just set it up yesterday, so
Gotcha.
I have a bunch of numbers and letters. Okay.
Okay, so it's downloading, it's updating your software right now.
Okay. So,
which is good. Okay, so now go into your main menu. So the little home button on the lower left.
Change item order.
Yeah, back out of there, and then hit the little home, little house. Yeah, no, just the house. Yeah. Now scroll down, and there should be. Do you see sat? Oh, go to Map Manager. Yeah. And then do Outdoor Maps Plus. So Outdoor Maps Plus is Garmin's new map subscription service that you can do. And
Is that kind of like
it.
the Onyx, sort of?
It is.
Or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
It gives you a crap load of map layers. It's kind of crazy. It gives you your normal topo stuff, but it gives you your hunt management units. It'll give you hydro data, so like water stuff. It has this layer called night lights where it'll actually show you. I guess I could show some of this. It's like light set, like a light pollution map.
Yeah.
So near cities, it gives it's obviously going to be a lot more lights. Parcel data, so that's going to be like your landowner information. There's a public land map.
What does that run?
I think it's like,
Is it
let
by
me
the
look it up.
year?
I
By
think
the
it's like
month?
$70 a year or something. What it is nice though, if you had multiple handhelds, you can use it. One subscription will cover, all your handhelds really. I don't know. I got it just to play around with. I don't know if I'm going to keep using it. I end up just using the satellite imagery more than anything.
Does it, so
Um,
does it show homeowners like Onyx too, or no? Landowners?
yeah,
Yeah,
yep. Oh, it's $50 a year, $49.99.
ain't too bad.
Yeah, I
Well,
think it
Onyx,
used to be more.
Onyx. Well, Onyx is what, 23 if you have a code, or
Yeah, that's only on your phone though, right? I mean,
yeah,
so
yep.
Onyx on the 200s and 300s is not compatible with with the Garmin's at all.
They did that
Um,
on purpose.
well,
That's the
I
rumor.
heard that it
I don't know
was
if it's true.
something about like there's the Onyx chips aren't locked or something. So you could just take an Onyx chip and copy it over to another SD card. It's just I don't know.
Well, yeah, I know that's true for like the 220s when you got those little map cards.
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay, so go to hit add satellite imagery. So it's going to check your Bluetooth setup. All you need to pair it to your phone. Okay, so you need on your and you should this is something else you should do. Do you have an iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
So yeah, go into the App Store and download the Garmin Alpha app.
Get out of here. Oh, get off. I'm using my phone as a camera.
Oh.
I'm trying to. How do I get out of this? All right, hang on. Hang on. Let me get out of here. Probably shut off for a second. Let me get out of that. All right. What is it called?
Garmin Alpha. So there's also you used to have to pair it to the Garmin Explore app, but they just made a new dog specific app, which is basically like the Explore app just without all the non-dog features. And I think the reason why you need to pair it is that it kind of registers your device to your account and then unlocks that free satellite imagery feature.
Downloading.
I don't know. And there's some cool. I don't use it all that much, but you can sync your tracks over to the Alpha app,
Come on.
and the main thing I use it for is it has a playback option, so you can play back uh, the track. So like if you want to kind of analyze what your dogs are doing,
Yeah.
it'll do like it'll play back that whole tracking event. Um, which I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. And then what some people do is they can, your Alpha, it's going to show your dogs on the map on your phone. So like if you had an iPad, you could,
Oh yeah.
you could pair that up and use that almost like a drive track. And then the other thing that app does for you is if once you get your InReach service turned on, then you can send your messages through just from your phone. And that's the way to do it because it's just so much easier to type out on your iPhone than on the Alpha screen.
United States. I guess I could have done this earlier if you'd have let me know.
I kind of forgot about that part. I didn't know you had to fully
Do that.
I thought you could I just thought you had to have a Wi-Fi connection to do the satellite.
Download and open the Garmin Candy.
But I guess not.
Your device. Alpha 300i. I am pairing right now. Bluetooth pairing quest. Would like to pair your phone. Enter the code shown in the Alpha 300. 37. Pair. a lot of technical stuff here.
Sure is. That's why we're doing a live stream about it.
Done. All right. Allow. Pairing says continue. Oops. All right. So let me see here. Okay, so we're connected now. Oops. Add satellite imagery, requesting map, update data.
Okay, go back to your.
Okay, let me set this back.
Wait, you got it paired already?
Yeah.
Nice.
I signed in and made a thing and everything.
Awesome. Oh, I guess you couldn't show that because you're using the phone.
It's on my phone. Yeah.
I get it.
So I just got on the app, made an account,
Yeah.
gave me a number from the Garmin actually paired, gave me a number, and I put it in my phone.
Okay, cool. So that sounds like that went pretty smoothly then. That's good.
If I can do
Sometimes
it,
Bluetooth pairing can be kind of finicky.
if I can do it, anybody can do it.
It's true.
All right. Set this up so no one can see all my sex dolls in the background. All right. Let me go back to.
Okay,
All right.
so yeah, now you're in the gives you options. So basically this is letting you choose where you want to download the satellite imagery for. You have your basic use map. You're downloading little chunks at a time. Okay. So okay, below where it says map download, what I can't see it. What does that say? Does that should give you the file size?
4 MB, yeah.
4 MB. Okay, that's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right
You just don't want to I think like 8 or 900 megabytes is the biggest you can do. So, yeah, hit download. So that's got you centered on your current location. So if you hit download, it's going to download that.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Map download.
Yep. And you can do multiple images at a time. It'll just, it kind of slows them down, but yeah, you can get them all queued up.
So how much is a state? Usually.
So if you have this, if you got the $50 a year subscription, you can download it for any state.
No, I'm in Arizona. So how much can you do at a time on this?
Okay, you can add an SD card. It's like a 32 gigabyte SD card to it.
Yeah.
And then you can add a whole lot. Without an SD card, I can't remember. I think it's got like 8 or 16 gigabytes of extra space or total space, maybe. I think like 8 gigabytes is the, oh my God, one of my dogs just ripped ass so bad. Holy cow. I don't know why I decided to have him in here with me.
Still looks kind of blurry.
Well, that is that's not satellite yet.
I'm on top
You're just choosing the area. Yeah.
Oh. So
you must be, did you do it? Sorry, I looked away. Did you do another, are you downloading another one?
No, it's just it's downloaded right there and I just pushed on it.
Okay. Go back all the way out of there and just go to your map. That lower right or in the middle on the bottom map. Your little green box. Okay, so you probably need to toggle on your satellite. So under in the top left corner of the map, there's it looks like 2 papers stacked on top of each other.
Oh,
like a layer button. There you go.
Satellite.
Boom.
Oh, got it.
There you go.
See all my neighbors' trash in their yards.
Yep. Yeah, so you should be able to see your roads on top of the satellite. So like, I don't know. That's mostly what I end up using.
Okay. And you can go bigger areas. Yeah,
you can download as much as will fit on your device, really.
Okay.
And I think I don't even know if you can do a full gigabyte file size at a time. I think like 800 or 900 megabytes is the biggest you can do. So,
like at one time.
At a single time, yeah. It'll take a little while. Like if you wanted to download the entire state, That's gonna take some time
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do.
No, I got you.
But you just kind of grid out the areas you need it for, and yeah,
Gotcha. And you can go in and obviously probably delete those.
you can delete. Yeah, you can delete them if you need to free up space.
Like,
Topo
oh yeah.
Active. So that's if you yeah, you can download other regions of Topo Active. You probably don't need to. Like, you can, that would be for other countries.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
So
And so I
yeah,
can go in here and delete that if I wanted to.
yeah, you would hit the little menu button on the right side, lower right side, and then should be a delete option.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So
Okay.
that's the map. If you did get that subscription, you can choose which layers you download, and
Oh, so
there's
if
a
I
lot of
go
different
out,
things.
then
Yep.
it'll oh gotcha.
Yeah, but you see
Okay.
that file size getting bigger?
Yeah, 6.37 gigabytes.
There's no way that's going to download at once.
Should I try it?
You can try it. It probably won't work. I mean, try it. Yeah, see what happens.
Max zoom exceeds the follow. Okay, let's see how let's see what we can do. What'd you
At
say?
first,
800?
I think it's like you can try 1 gigabyte, but I think that still might be too big.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 416. There's really nothing in between that. This is where I kind of hunt. Let's try that. Oh,
Still too big?
yeah.
Huh. Different areas will be.
All right.
I've
So it's
noticed
like
that different
100.
areas. Okay. I've noticed that different areas are different file sizes, and I
So
think it's just more detailed images. You
okay.
know,
All right.
not everywhere is going to be like the greatest imagery, but
All right. So we went over how to do that. So if you're trying to get mapped,
them. Yeah, they basically it's from what I understand, they preference the clearest images available. So a lot of people are like, well, I want the most up to date. I want the newest ones. Well, the newest ones that just came fresh from that satellite might have complete cloud coverage, and you're not going to see shit. So,
so do they sell a map card for this?
yeah, you can buy. So Garmin sells it's called Hunt View Plus, and it's basically similar to Onyx.
So you could just plug it into the SD spot.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. Yeah. Basically, that map subscription has everything that's included in outdoor or in Hunt View Plus, plus a whole lot more.
How much are those cards? $100. Okay, so we went over adding a dog. We went over
90.
map.
Yeah, they're $90.
And you just plug and play that one. You put it in and it reads it.
Yep.
All right. What else we got? We know how to do the maps somewhat. We know how to add dogs and change some of the buttons. I'll probably screw that up real bad.
This is kind of a newer thing that's on the 300s. Go into, so on your main menu, go to channel view. So this is kind of cool. What this does, it scans through, and it will detect what other tracking device, what other callers are in the area, like within range of it, and it'll tell you what tracking IDs they're using. So if you're like,
so if there's a 517, or you can change yours.
Yeah,
if it's
if you're like, oh man, I keep interfering with this guy, I don't know who it is. They're a couple ridges over. You can go on there, and you'll see. First of all, it'll show you, like it says 0. Like right now, I don't have anything turned on, so it just says 0 people using channel 1. I tested this the other day. I was standing around with 3 or 4 other guys. Well, there's like, between us, we probably had 10 alphas, and it literally was showing me, okay, there's 4 people using channel 1, 3 people on channel 4, so on and so forth. Then if you tap on one of those channels, it'll show you which
Oh,
which channels, which tracking IDs are being used. So like right now I'm on channel 3, it shows okay, Tika's on that one, Clover's on that one, but
my
then all
dog.
these other ones are clear.
Yeah, my dog's using the 517.
Yeah. So if there was other people in the area and it'll show you which, it's not going to tell you who they are, obviously, but it'll tell you which of those codes are being, used up.
That's
And
pretty
then
cool.
you can change your caller IDs to get away from those if you need to.
So
So
will this
I was
always
surprised
put it
that it
on
actually
channel
worked.
5 or does it jump around? So can
What do you
you
mean?
put all your dogs on channel 5? Like if I add another caller, it might put it on channel 212.
So you want them spaced out as much as you can.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah. The first thing you need to make sure of is that second number. You want So you can only track 20 devices at a time. That's because there's only 20 of those time slots.
Oh,
They're going to be causing interference for each other, and it makes it harder for the alpha to decode the tracking data that's getting
okay.
received. So basically, you can find, I think Garmin has it on their website. I think W had it for a while. Someone made a chart that shows you, okay, if you want to track all these callers at the same time, it gives you these columns. And so then, like what I did with me and the main people I hunt with, we took that chart and we're like, okay, I'm going to use column 1, you use column 2, you use column 3, and once we did that, we stopped interfering with each other. Now,
Oh,
it
you mean when you say column,
yeah, it's
like 1
I'm
3
talking
2 3?
yeah, someone took the time to say like, okay, this they took all the possible tracking IDs and
Mhm.
they charted them out in a way where one alpha can have 20 callers tracking and they're not going to interfere with each other on that one caller. And then those ideally won't interfere with the other 20 tracking codes.
Gotcha.
It's kind of complicated, but
If you're hunting with a bunch of people, it's probably worth the time and effort.
yeah, the main people who run into these problems are like big hunting clubs, field trial,
Yeah.
people running 100+ dogs at field trials, that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Not
like
lion
it's
hunters who are out there by themselves in country they shouldn't be in.
yeah, probably won't even know. You're probably not going to be a problem for you. But when you pair up your 10 callers, the alpha is going to sort that out for you. It's going to it's going to space them all out as best as it can. So yeah, so
Okay, what
that's your
else do we want to go
inReach.
over? Competition timer. What is that?
That's for the coon hunters.
Yeah, if I
It's
hit
literally
that, I'm
just a
gonna be out
time.
there for days.
It gives you four different
Oh,
stopwatches. So like
gotcha.
I don't know how those rules work, but you
Hmm.
know strike my dog, you'd start timer 1. Tree my dog, start timer 2, and then yeah,
They
I
only
don't
get a
know.
certain
I
those
don't know.
competitions. They only get a certain amount of time, I'm sure, or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, and then once your dog is struck, like they have a certain amount of time to tree, or I don't know, something like
Hmm.
that. But it's basically 4 simultaneous stopwatches. I have never used it on mine.
So I'm
It
sure
mark wait.
Waypoint Manager is exactly what it is.
Yep,
Whatever it,
exactly.
Track Manager is exactly what it is. Is there anything
Yep,
special? My track, dog tracks.
not
Oh,
really.
so the contact tracks is who you're sharing with.
Yeah, like if you paired your Alpha 100
Yep.
to this, or if you were tracking your 100, you could go on there and you could see the track of the 100, or if you went and hunted with Brett, like you could track his
Yeah.
300 and that kind of stuff. Um,
Navigation, where to, yeah, compass, route planner, trip computer. Pretty sure that's all what it
yes,
says.
yeah. So the route, like with the map that comes on it, if you go and
Yeah.
okay, I want to go to this point, 50 miles away,
Mhm.
it's going to route you along the roads to get you there. Or you can set it to where it's just a straight, as the crow flies, you just do a straight line navigation.
And then your location alerts.
Yeah, that is going to be,
Like
so you can, if you choose that, you can do a geofence.
So if your
so
dogs
like
get
if you're
out of that,
yeah, if they cross that line, it's gonna give you an alert.
hey, your
Or
dog's
you,
way the out there.
yeah. You set a radius.
Cool.
So like if you want it to be, okay, I want my dog to stay, I want to
Geofence
know if
or
they
a
get more
radius.
than a mile away from me, kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
And it just
That's
gives you
kind
an
of a
alert. It doesn't
handy
shock
little.
them for you, or doesn't tone them for you. Like that would be really sketchy, just because of how the GPS signal.
Well, especially where I'm at, but yeah,
Yeah.
because we hunt long. What else
There's
we got?
satellite that'll show you what satellites your handheld's connected to.
On what? What is that on?
Oh, you might have to add it. So hit
I
add
probably do.
page, and then do
Application.
applications.
Oh,
And there's just a bunch of other things, a bunch of other stuff you can add. There's an alarm clock, area calculation, calculator,
ProView.
calendar, contacts, dog compass, hunt and fish. That one's kind of, have you ever used that before?
No, is that like
So,
times it's better to hunt and fish?
yeah.
I think that's actually on the 220 even also.
Yeah, it's been around forever. It's like Farmer's Almanac type data.
Yeah.
But hey, it's supposed to be a good day today.
Nice.
Shouldn't mind hunting.
Proximity alarms.
Saturday's an excellent day.
There you go. Satellite. I added it. There you go. Showing me the satellites.
Yeah, that'll show you what satellites you're connected to.
That's kind of cool.
So okay, go into satellite. That's something else you might want to look at. And then hit the menu button on the lower right. And then go choose satellite setup. And then satellite system. So right now, does it say GPS only?
Yeah.
So tap on that, and then it gives you can do multi-GNS. What that does is it lets the alpha connect to other GPS networks. So GPS only, that's just the one that the US runs. With multi-GNS, there's a bunch of different ones. So there's going to be GLONASS. I can't remember all of them. There's like 3 or 4 or 5 different ones now. But like if you're in a hard area, if you're having a hard time getting a consistently good signal, like if you're not, like right now I'm at 10 feet of accuracy.
Yeah.
If you're not getting that, then you can turn on multi-GNSS, and that will help you get better accuracy. I just do GPS only because using multi-GNS, that is going to use more battery life.
Gotcha.
But if you need it, you can use it.
Oh, I got it. Because mine said like 12 feet. Now it says 18 feet, 16. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Add a page, applications. What do we got on here? What's your SOS?
So that's if you have your inReach set up. Okay. Oh yeah. So that orange button, on the right, SOS, that's a cover. Yeah. If you flip that open, there's a button under there.
Oh yeah.
If you have your inReach service active and you hit that button, that means somebody's going to come and help. Someone's going to come and try to find
copter.
You. Okay. Send a helicopter if they need to. They don't automatically. So you can set up if you have active inReach service, you can contact the I think it used to be called Geos, but now Garmin actually owns it. So it's called Garmin Response. And it's like a 911 dispatch for search and rescue, like global search and rescue, basically.
Yeah.
You can set up a test for your SOS. And I did it. And basically, you hit the SOS button, it sits there and pings out that satellite message to that center. And they will respond back to you, and you can say, "Hey, I broke my leg," or drove my truck off a cliff, and then they will, help you out accordingly.
I'd love to see the analytics on that. How many? I'd love to see
Right?
that data sheet.
Yeah.
That'd be a good YouTube channel. Just Garmin
Oh
SOS
man.
calls.
I actually watched a YouTube video a couple of years ago where the guy he actually had to hit. He was just like a hiker. He ended up like 20 miles from the trailhead or something, and a huge snowstorm came in and socked him in really bad, and like dumped like 3 feet of snow overnight, and he couldn't get out. And so he made this video kind of telling the whole story of that process. And they sent the sheriff's office out to come get him. And he was way out in the middle of nowhere, I think in like Idaho or something.
Mm.
And so these two sheriff dudes, yeah, had to drive snowmobiles way out there to get him. And they were pissed at him because they're like, "What the hell are you doing out here?" Like, it was pretty funny. He was very upset, but that's I mean, that's the main. I think that's pretty much everything. Um,
Applications. Let me look. Let's see if
InReach weather, that's kind of cool. You know, if you have InReach service on it, you can get a weather report sent to the device.
What is there different levels of InReach, or is it all once you like it's all $8
There's
a month,
different
or
plans. Yeah, there's different plans. I could pull up
it's
the.
texting plans, right? Basically
Yeah,
messaging.
it is. Yeah, it's basically just it's similar to it's similar to like old cell phone plans where
Oh,
you get
I
10,
remember
a
that.
certain number of text messages, certain
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
yeah. I know there's some that like 10 text messages. There's like a low plan where you only get so many, but I guess
Yeah, like what
you just
Louisiana
need to
Hunting was
send
saying.
one saying
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you do with all the plans you get, they do free check-in messages.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like pre-configured, like I'm okay or whatever. And you can send those for free.
What is zero? Uh,
Oh, that's their range finding bow sites. So like if you had one of those, it'll send the location, like the estimated location of your arrow that you shot or something.
yeah,
I don't know.
that's crazy stuff. All right. Sun and moon tracking. Top five. Setup. Route planner. All right.
But yeah, the dog list where you're adding your collars, the training buttons, that is mainly what you're going to be using. And once you get all that set up, you're just going to be using the map or the compass or whatever you like to use. And
Now I can go to
hunting.
the new hunt.
Yep.
Right. Remember you said go to the new hunt, but we couldn't.
Oh yeah, now you can. Yeah. So first thing it asks you is change your track devices. So if you're like, oh, I'm only hunting with 3 dogs today, if you hit yes, you can activate and deactivate different
Okay.
dogs. And then
Your device
it'll
tracking.
say, yeah, clear device tracks and statistics. Yes. So that's clearing everything out. You're starting at 0. And then it'll ask if you want to mark your current location as your truck.
Okay.
You can do that. And then, yeah, it's tracking.
Yep.
Yeah, that's your tracking session. And yeah, I like it. I like this new setup because you can go to that page and you can see how far everyone's gone all in one page, which I don't think you could do that as easily on the 100.
Not until I get a. Yeah. All right. This seems. We all froze up. Oh, it seems way easier to use this one.
Yeah.
Seems
It's
like
laid out a little better.
Very friendly. Almost like a cell phone.
Right. Yep. Nice big screen.
What'd you find out about the maps download complete? Oh, it finally downloaded that map.
Oh, there you go.
It took a little while.
Okay, let's see. The InReach subscriptions, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. What did we find out about that? And how much will this hold of maps? Just stock as it is?
I don't know. It just depends on how much storage space it has. Let me see. I thought it was like 8 gigabytes, but it might be 16.
And you can put a
But
card in?
if you really need a lot more, you just throw in an SD card and you can, once you have an SD card in it, when you go to download the maps, it'll ask you if you want to save them to the internal storage or the SD card. 16 gigabytes of internal storage, and I think the operating system and everything else on it already takes up like 8 gigabytes. So you have like 8 gigabytes of free space you can use. Some of that will get taken. You need some of that for your tracks, of course.
Yeah.
So,
or you could just buy the maps card and throw it in there.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. I think that was a pretty good setup.
I think so too. Yeah, we covered everything.
Added a caller, checked the maps. I guess if anybody has any questions, they can leave a comment.
So the main thing with the subscriptions is you can do a monthly plan where you can turn your service on and off. And if you turn it off, you're not paying for that month. Those plans, so on the low end, they call it the safety plan, $14.95 a month. And there's a yearly fee involved in that. I think it's like $35 a year. And then there's the month, and then you can do an annual contract plan. On that lower tier, it's $11.95 a month. So, but that's continuous service. That's the one I have.
That's good all year for $40.
Yep. And once you're on that
$7 a month, it's $100. Right? What was it a year? How much was that a year? That low plan?
It's $12 a month. So it'd be $144 a year. That's what I use. So and you can go up and down the levels as you need to. So if I'm going to be hunting a ton this month, I want unlimited messaging, I want unlimited tracking. You can go up to that. You can just increase your plan for the month, and then you can lower it back down when you don't, when you need to.
Do they have an unlimited?
Yeah.
What's that yearly?
$49.95 per month. Yeah.
$1,000 a year.
But that's unlimited text, unlimited messages, unlimited tracking, that kind of stuff. Otherwise, there's a chart here. I'll send you this link. I posted it in the chat. Said it failed to post. I don't know why that is. I can do it in the private chat. There you go. I don't know if you can show that on the screen or not, but
let me see. Did it come up? I'm trying to get into it. Let me see.
And there's some fine print you got to read, but I think that talks about the fees or something. So the annual plans have an activation fee. It's $30. The freedom plans, which is the month to month, they have a yearly fee, which is $35. So kind of got to do some math to figure out what you want to do, but I don't know. I like the annual plan because I like just keeping it on me if I'm going to go, up and over the mountain, up and over the Cascades. You're going to be going through some stretches. There's no cell signal. I drive an old truck, you never know when it's going to break down.
So when you're month to month on that, you can shut it off. You don't pay for that month, and then you kick it back on again.
Yeah, on the freedom plan.
Gotcha. I bet you that's a big seller. Big seller.
I think that's probably what most people go with. It's like most people they only hike 3 months out of the year or something.
Yep.
So
good deal.
Yeah, man. There you go.
You
got a huge upgrade.
I know. I just got to learn how to use it now. And it really does seem pretty simple. It really does.
Yep. Yeah. And that's the other thing. I think the owner's manual is actually So if you can hit that menu button. Wait.
Oh, and the
just
owner
trying-
manual is in it.
Yeah, there's help. So if you go to the dog list and you hit the menu button and hit help, it'll give you some more information there. So it's, yeah, you get little snippets of the owner's manual kind of built into it. So
Can add up to 100 dog collar devices.
yeah, you can only track 20 at a time, but you
Oh,
can
but you
add.
can have them all on it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty neat. Gotcha. Let's get out of there.
Yep. All right, I probably got to get going. My dogs are starting to get a little stir crazy.
Yeah.
And,
It was helpful. Good information. Love it. I hope everybody
absolutely.
got something out of it. And this is on the internet. And I'll change the title to The Guru of Garmin Stuff.
How to set up the Alpha 300 would be
Yeah,
a little more search-friendly title.
Just little, and then what we'll do is we'll have little segments, just to maybe go over one thing. That was just basically adding
Sure.
a collar, some maps, and just some
Yep.
button functions. So
Yeah,
I appreciate you stopping by.
Yes, sir. My pleasure. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
And everybody buy his book. Buy his book. Where's it at? I'm looking for it. Cat Dog Chronicles. You can get it on Amazon.
Please help me buy dog food. All proceeds go directly to buy dog food.
I'll put a link in this description like I did last one. So thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, man. You have a good night.
All righty.
See ya.
There you have it, guys. Probably boring to you guys who know how to use a Garmin, but it will probably help some people. Oh, he already bailed on you. It'll probably help some people that are looking it up on YouTube, and maybe that little bit of information helped me out. It is a very friendly, user-friendly dog GPS. So I'm glad Nick took the time to come on. I'm glad everybody here got to watch. Go check out Nick's book. Order his book. It's really a good book. Really good book. For being a new guy telling a story, it's great because it's fresh in his mind. None of these other guys can really tell you exactly what happened in the first 2 years. A little bit. He tells you the whole story for the first 2 years. The truck he drives, sleeping in it, breaking down, almost dying. Wife sends parents after him. I mean, there's a whole bunch of good stuff in there. I got a video coming out. I was gonna say Sunday. I had one come out today. It's just a little cheap one that Stinker did some tracking. I was at work being bored. I have another one coming out Monday since Sunday's Super Bowl. I don't want to take away from the Super Bowl. Everybody watching my videos. So that'll come out Monday, and that's part of the border, Arizona, hunting the lions on the Arizona-Mexico border. I make Cody Lynn climb a ladder, a windmill, and she gets scared as usual and yells at me as usual. We find a cool adobe house, and we're riding mules again. So I think they break down. They break down in the last one. They might break down in I don't remember. Anyways, thank you guys for coming. Sonny didn't get on. Sportsmansforheroes.com. Donate a tag for a veteran. Just go check them out. They do veteran hunts and kid hunts. We have, if you guys got any questions or any guests, anecdoteofahoundsman@outlook.com. Send me an email. I usually get back to you. Usually, most time. And listen, if you're a hound hunter, take $10, send it to SaveTheHuntColorado.com. They're going to save all whatever they don't use, they're going to use it to help fight everybody else's battles too. So they're not just hogging it up for themselves. Other than that, Monday night, we'll be on with Brett. I think we're talking about aliens and petroglyphs. I'm not sure, but that's a rumor that I might start or starting. That's it. I'm going to hook all my collars up. Tomorrow, it's supposed to rain. I might not go to work. I might get on my mule, go try to catch a lion down in the desert where there's only one or two in 100 miles. Keep your powder dry and Everybody stay safe out there.